This is an overhead view of my front of my camp slash homestead, and this is the back side of my camp slash homestead. And this is where we're going to start some renovations. So continue to view to see the large scale additions to this camp. First step in most projects is the actual digging, whether you're digging a post, whether you're digging for a wall, whatever you're doing, it usually requires a little bit of digging. Here I contracted out because I'm digging in the hillside. I don't think my little Kubota could handle it. Contractor is here, he's staking everything out, checking depths, while the contractor that's actually doing the digging is here digging the holes. He's got a pretty big machine, which is going to make it quick and easy, I hope. I hope everything comes out level and he doesn't have too much trouble. He seemed to be able to fit well. He is putting the dirt where I've requested, kind of making my driveway that loops behind the camp a little bit bigger. While digging, he did find one very large rock, and this is verifies that the fact that I'm glad I didn't try to dig this out. That rock is as big as my little Kubota is, so I would have never been able to move it. Did find it interesting how he changed the direction of his bucket in order to try to get underneath it from the outside. He doesn't want to dig too big of a hole around it. He's trying to keep everything square and as small a hole as he can dig. So I thought this was interesting, the way he can change that bucket around real quick. He was a very good operator, fast, didn't waste much movement. He moved right along pretty quickly. This basement requires a step down because the doorway over there is at the will be at ground level, so you step it down and lay some blocks so it doesn't freeze over. A frost can cause the block to move up, and it could actually even damage the door and cause it to become unlevel. As you see, it's done. It's been leveled out. They shot everything with a transit to make sure everything is leveled. I think it looks good. The dig only required 4 to 5 hours, and after that they were done. The excavator was on its way out. Here's the progress after one day of laying. I moved most of the block for him because we couldn't get the truck back here too close. Unfortunately, I had to haul about 400 block today. That's hard on an old man. You see, we got the step done, pretty much up to where the level's going to be. He's got the corners on the edges. So next time he comes, the next day, he'll be able to line them up and whip through them pretty quick. So yeah, this is day one of laying block. We'll see how the rest goes. Now these block, I had to manually move everything down this way. And it's not that far, but it's quite a ways. To be honest with you, I cheated a little bit. I did take my Kubota, loaded them on the bucket, brought them over to here, which you'll see the area here. I put them down here, and then I carried them up there in the center. As you see, I'm done. Now, he did quite a bit of work yesterday. He got the drop down finished. He got the corners in, both corners. So when he comes, he's not going to show up today, but he's supposed to come back Thursday and start again. He's hoping to get done in another couple days, but he made pretty good progress. I worked my butt off hauling the block over so he didn't have to, so he could go. Here is a view from the back of the camp. You can see the camp there. And you can see where the basement is going. Now this isn't a full-size basement. I am adding a 16 by 20 room. The basement itself is only going to be 12 by 20. Why did I go that small? Why did I go that size? Well, number one is cost. Number two, this is my camp / homestead, and I wanted some place to possibly put my heating system in, my pressure tank, all that when I get water supply. And I wanted to also have like a storm cellar, someplace to go in foul weather. The camp is actually kind of on stilts, so I don't know how safe it would be on a bad storm, especially not very safe on a tornado. Be a little bit like a trailer. But we're making good progress. The floor is going to be even with the back side of the camp. Now he expects to be done laying block either the end of this week or early next week, and then we'll probably be starting on the rest of it. But here's a view from above. Okay, day 4. We ran out of block. He needs, I think it was 28 or something like that more. As you see, he's up the height. That'll give me a little over 7-foot basement height inside. But as you see, he's just about done. He needs one more course there. 3 more courses on the ends. But that one is full. So it's getting there. He says we'll finish it up, get the bolts and everything in it tomorrow. So then at least the basement will be done, and the next step will be start putting the top floor on. Okay, day 5, all the block is in. Most of your threaded bolts are in. You got 4 sides done, but he ran out of sand to finish the last side, so he's got to get more sand tomorrow and finish it up. But as you see, everything's straight. It looks good. He's got not just the bolts in it, but he also put rebar down each one and filled in the holes the whole way. And that's what he did a good bit of the day, was fill in the holes. But as you see, it's moving along. Tomorrow, the block work should be done. This will be the front door. And this is the area beside the camp. The cantilever will attach to the camp, and that's where the room will go. It will be a 16 by 20 room, as this basement is 12 by 20, about 10 foot on the inside by about, what's that, 18, something like that. Okay, basement is done. All anchor bolts in all the way around. It's been poured on the inside. Now I'll have some work to do coming up. I'll have to do the drains. I also have to move that back a little bit, because the new building is going to cantilever out to the old. But it is done. Now I'll start cleaning up here and get ready for next week. When the wood and stuff in, you can see where he poured. If you look at see where the wet is, that's where the beams went, or the rod went down through. And up there is the anchor bolt. As you see, this is what he did today. You can see where he poured it. It did go all the way down, with the anchor bolt on the top and rebar all the way down too. And there is, you can see the stain there from the wet. And you see him on the wall here too. Now, if you look on the inside too, you can see where he put in yesterday. I don't know whether you can see where it's still drying some all the way around. So it should be strong, and all the way down, even with this 3-foot drop down below, it was over 10 feet high. Now that the block work is completed, my next task was to paint the basement walls with that black tar-like substance. Boy, that was a mess. Painting in those close quarters was hard. It made it so that whenever you moved, you bumped against the wall, you got the black stuff on you. I think I ruined a pair of coveralls and a shirt like that. I'm going to have to take them to a laundromat to clean them up, because they got pretty bad. Here I'm shoveling some gravel and stuff down below, down beside the footers, in order to put a small rock base that will be below the drainage pipe that I want to put over top of it. I don't want too much gravel, just a little bit, so it's not laying in the mud. I want to have a little bit of a gravel base underneath it. Good morning. This was first day of working on the top. As you see, the base is on here. I'll turn you around. Painted the walls, which let me tell you is a tarry mess, but I did get it done. I also did lay some of the drain in, which, believe it or not, I got more tar on me putting the drain in than I did painting, but we did get it done. At least it tarred. Now I have to finish up some of the drains. I didn't get all the drain finished through. There's the drain to the step down. I got it finished. Get some gravel put in here. And I got the drain to the step down here put in. That's where I've got to keep on going this morning. I'll work on that some before he gets here. But we are making progress. Okay, old man with a plan here. Basement is done. I've got the drains all in. I need a little more gravel to fill this in. We're also going to bring some drains from the basement out to here to drain into there so we can go out. It's been a good project. Like I said, so far I've hauled a lot of gravel. I've hauled a lot of block. I kept busy because this contractor, he helps me out. He says he's charging me by the hour. He's charging me labor, so as much labor as I can do cuts the cost down for me. So he didn't put all the drains on or hauling the gravel or all that I purchased and put it in. He just kind of directed me on how to put it in. The project's going well. The actual basement floor is on. My next video, make sure you watch the next one, will be him finishing the outside. Once the outside is done and the frame is up, so to speak, the roof is on, he'll have the windows in, it'll be sealed up. That's when he'll start turning it over to me. And that's when I'll start doing my work. As I said before, I'm running out of time to try to do this myself. He is a professional carpenter. I am not, so he was able to put it up relatively quickly. The basement took a little bit of time. One block layer, it takes a little bit of time. He seemed to have a hard time. It took him a couple days to mix the mud up and pour the where the rebar go in between. And also to get all the anchor bolts in for the basement floor, or not the basement floor, but for the floor up above. I'm very satisfied with the work. He's done a good job. Everything's square, everything's tight. I didn't see any flaws. Walls were straight. Everything I could see from not being a professional looked good to me. Now we go on to actually building the outside of the raised ceiling. This is going to be a cathedral ceiling inside. We haven't quite decided on how we're going to handle it, whether we're putting room in there, one great room, what we're going to do. So I wanted a cathedral ceiling and some enough windows to give it lots of light inside. So that will be the next video, is getting it up. I don't tape a lot of the things I'm doing here, like when I was hauling the block and everything else, because there is a contractor here on site and he is working. I don't really have time to set up and do those things sometimes I normally do when I'm doing videos. Everybody that does a video knows it takes longer because you have to set up, look at your angles, make sure your sound is working. There's lots of things to do, and contractors like to work fast. So that's why I've just been taking pictures and doing maybe a walkthrough at the very end of the day when he's done. But we're making good progress. I'm happy with it. I think it's going to be a great addition to this seasonal camp to try to work it towards a homestead. But other than that, I really want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. I would appreciate you subscribe. Help an old man out. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Make sure you tune into the next videos. You'll see the progress over this during the time frame, how it's fitting into the rest of the place. I'll give some more aerial views of it. But once again, this is the old man with a plan. I'll see you later.